Hi, this is David Marsh with eminitradingstrategies.com. Today is October 6, 2010. I want to talk about the trades we had today, but I also want to talk about the long-term filter that we use. You'll hear me mention it in a lot of my videos, but you never really see it. And I have it up here in front of me, and it's just a normal chart. I use open, high, low, close charts. I don't use candles. You can use candles if you like. And you can see I simply have Pro Indicator version 2 applied to my chart with the normal system entries turned on. Okay, I do not trade normal system entries off this chart. In fact, I don't trade off this chart at all. In fact, you see there's a long NSE that just signaled live here at about 11:30 today. Now, what I do use this chart for is avoiding trades. For example, when I get a long normal system entry, and this happened today just about the opening bell, during these three blue bars, I would not take a short trade. Likewise, when we have a short trade here, during these three bars, I would not take a long trade. Okay, but I would try to take a long trade if, of course, the signal head went long. So the filter is only used during these three bars. But I wanted to point that up, and let me pause for a moment and find a quick example that I wanted to show you. Okay, we're back. Now, on this chart here to my right, okay, it looks just like this chart, but it's a different tick chart. This is a very slow moving tick chart. This is a very fast moving tick chart. Opposite side of the spectrum. I take my EETs on a faster chart. You'll see I have my EETs enabled. EET stands for Early Entry Technique. It's one of the 3 day trading strategies that I teach in my Tick Trader day trading course. You'll also see that I have normal system entries enabled as well, but I do not, like the long-term filter chart, I do not trade normal system entries off of this fast tick chart. I have them turned on as it's a reference point for me to indicate that a potential EET trade could happen. And what that means is we get one EET per cycle, okay, potentially. So if we had a short NSE here like we do, once we have a short NSE, we could potentially get a long EET. So that never happened. We got a long NSE. We didn't trade the NSE again, but we could potentially get a short EET. Then we had a short NSE, and we could get a potentially long EET. The point here is this right here is a short EET that happened, I don't know, about 9:34, 9:35 after the opening bell. It was only risking about 3 ticks of risk, and with a stop, here's your stop loss here. But the problem is this is not a valid short trade because the long-term filter was in its signal bars. So here's a good example of how this long-term filter comes into play. So when this happens, we avoid it. So we avoided the short trade, which ended up being a stop out. You only would have lost 3 ticks, but that's not the point. Point is we did not take that trade. So let me pause one more time and bring up our main chart, and we'll talk about today's trades. Okay, we're back. Now on this chart here, this is in the middle of the chart, tick chart. So we have our long-term filter is a slow-moving tick chart. Our EET chart is a fast-moving tick chart, and the chart that we use mainly for trading normal system entries and pullback trades is closer to the fast term, but you might as well say it's in the middle because it is. Okay, so let me talk about what happened today. The long-term filter went long, so we wanted to find a long trade. Here's a long pullback trade, but that happened right at the open. I seriously doubt anybody grabbed that trade. I do not trade before the opening bell, and it's questionable if that was before or after the open. Okay, so a pullback trade would have been in order because the long-term filter was in its 3 bars. Okay, however, it canceled. Okay, it would have been a good trade, but we have a rule that cancels the pullback. Now, a pullback trade is always in the same direction as the most recent normal system entry. So this was pre-market, and you can see as the market goes up, we get some pullback entries, illustrated by Pro Indicator version 2, our software. And then we have a condition where, well, if the conditions are met, we cancel the pullback trade. So the pullback trade would have been a successful trade, and the long-term chart definitely backed the trade up, but the rules say cancel the trade. So we did. We canceled the trade. Then our 3 bars were gone, okay, and right around here, you see our 3 bars. Second or third bar later, we had a short normal system entry. Okay, this is our first NSE of the day, and it was the first trade, the only trade we had today. Okay, we can take this short trade because the long-term filter is no longer in play. It's only during these 3 bars. So beautiful short trade. Everybody grab their one and done, and we're done for the day. But I wanted to show you a couple more quick examples here. You see we had a pullback cancel trade. Price never even came, it came within 1 tick, but it never got there, so it wouldn't have mattered. But right here, our long-term indicator went short. So what does that mean? We would avoid long trades. Now earlier I showed you an EET that was a losing trade that we didn't take, we avoided because of our long-term filter. Well, you can clearly see that this long trade, this long NSC, would have been a nice winning trade. Okay, but the rules told us to avoid the trade. Okay, the market was obviously going sideways, had a big run up yesterday, had a little bit of consolidation here at the open. Okay, so bottom line is rules tell us to avoid the trade, and we did. Okay, and mind you, we trade for income. We made our money right here on this trade. We were done anyways. Okay, but now the long-term filter then went long. So what does that mean? We avoid short trades. So now we have a short trade that we avoid. It's a disregarded trade. Now realize Pro Indicator version 2 runs on the NinjaTrader 6.5 charting platform, and it shows all the trades. It does not suppress valid or invalid trades. It simply shows you the trades based on the rules that I teach. It doesn't have the ability, at least not yet, to suppress trades that are no longer valid. But I teach all that in my system. Even if you didn't have Pro Indicator version 2, you know what trades to take, what trades to avoid. But here's another good example of a losing trade, a short normal system entry that we avoided because the long-term filter had just gone long. So what does that mean? If we were to continue on, would we take this long trade? Absolutely. This long trade signaled right here on this second bar, right in that area. If we were still trading, we would have jumped on that trade and made another nice winning trade. And then there was a short trade here. Long-term filter wasn't in play. After these 3 bars are gone, it's no longer a factor. Had another nice short winning normal system entry. So that's a little bit more in depth of how my long-term filter comes into play with my system. It plays a crucial role. As you can see, it helps to avoid losing trades. Sometimes it keeps you out of winning trades as well, but I would rather avoid losers. Okay, that's what that long-term filter is all about. I get that question a lot because I don't really show it on my screen, so I wanted to do a video just illustrating what it was. And again, it looks just like any other chart. It's just a slower tick chart. So I want to thank you again for watching this day trading video. This is David Marsh with eminitradingstrategies.com. Have a great day. Thank you.